Welcome to the Superfast TouchDesigner tutorial series. In this tutorial, we'll build dynamic textured instances. We start by setting up auto-resetting animation loops using speed, noise, and phaser chops to drive a rotation motion. Next, we use a replicator comp to dynamically crop a 2D text texture, mapping it onto 3D extruded text. Finally, we'll instance everything on a grid pop using a geometry comp and finish the image with some depth blur effect. And if you just want to grab the finished project file to skip ahead, it is waiting for you over on my Patreon. Alright, let's look at the network structure. Chapter 1. Overview. We're dividing this project into 3 key areas. First, in the control section, using speed, noise, and phaser nodes to generate an auto-resetting rotation system. Next, we handle the textures using a replicator comp and DAT scripts to slice a 2D text top into perfect grid segments. Finally, we move into SOPs and POPs to extrude our 3D text and instance it onto a grid. We wrap it all up by applying a slick PBR material, rendering the scene, and adding LumaBlur for that perfect glowing finish. And by the way, if you want to master these exact techniques or find beginner TouchDesigner courses, you can join over 400 students getting feedback in my school community, linked below. Let's jump into the tutorial. Chapter 2. Network. We will start with this constant chop with these values for resolution and size. Also this second constant with 2 values for rotation X and Y. Create a select chop and choose the rotation constant chop. Connect it to a math chop. In the multAdd page, set the multiply parameter to 0.15. Wire this math chop to a null chop. Take the output of this null chop and connect it to an expression chop. We need to use this expression. This one checks if the input value equals 0, so we can trigger auto resets in our animation loops without manual keyframing. Connect this expression chop to a null chop and rename that to reset. And hey, if you find this network interesting, but maybe don't want to build it all from scratch, you can just grab the finished project file on my Patreon. There are over 7,000 subscribers there who get access to all my project files, custom TouchDesigner plugins, and some free VJ packs. If you prefer to just jump straight in and experiment, the link for that is also in the description. Go back to the null chop and connect a new select chop. Set the channel names to RX. Connect this select chop directly into a speed chop. On the speed parameters, set limit type to loop. And for the reset field, we need this script. This locates the reset chop and targets its RX channel. By using the eval function, it extracts the current numeric value to trigger the reset parameter remotely. Next, create the noise chop to modify our phase. Set the seed to 4.89 and the period to 0.01. Set the end parameter to the grid size and multiply it by 2 twice. Also change it from seconds to frames. Connect this noise and the speed into a phaser chop. Connect the output of the phaser chop into a math chop. Set the to range from 0 to 360. Connect the math chop to a rename chop. Set rename to RY. Go back in the main null and connect it to one more select chop. Set the channel names to RY. Route it into a new speed chop. Set the limit type to loop, and the reset set it to on. And input the same script as before, only we will evaluate the RY channels. Duplicate the last noise chop, and change the seed to 4.12, and the period to 0.001. Now send the speed and the noise into the phaser. Add a math chop. Set the to range from 0 to 360 multiplied by 2. We are multiplying the range by 2 here to ensure the rotation has twice the amplitude, creating a more dynamic and offset twisting motion across our individual grid instances. Connect the math chop to a rename chop. Set rename to RX. Now plug both rename chops into a merge. Take the merge chop and connect it to a null chop, and name it null rot. That's for the rotation controls. Now for the textures controls. Add a pattern chop. Set the type to ramp. Change the length to reference the grid size squared. Go to the to range and set it from 0 to the grid size constant squared minus 1. Connect this to a null chop and name it index. By the way, if you're enjoying this and want to dive a bit deeper into TouchDesigner, you're always welcome to join my school community. We have over 400 students learning together right now. It's a great place to find beginner courses, get feedback on your project files, and just network with other creators. If that sounds helpful to you, I'll leave the link down in the description. Now let's build the texture. Create a text top. Type yes into the text field. Choose your favorite font, enable bold, and set font size to 522. And in the Common tab link, the resolution to the constant values. Connect this into a base comp named indexing. Now go into the base comp. First add a table dat and name it table_src. Set the fill type to set size. And into the rows, we need this script to call the constant grid size, also squared. Now create another table dat and name it xpr_dat. And write this script. This script converts a 1D list into 2D grid coordinates. Column 0 creates a 1-based ID. Column 1 finds the X position using modulo against the grid size constant. Column 2 finds the Y position using integer division. Both multiply by a crop value for spacing to arrange items in a grid layout. This will give us all the crop values for the texture, so it maps into every clone. Okay, now add an evaluate date and input both tables, and name it eval_grid. We need to organize these values, so add an insert dat and name it insert_cells. And set the contents to index X and Y. Finally, add a null and name it null_dat. Next, we need a crop value. Add a constant chop and name it crop. And for the value, we need a calculation. We are dividing the res y constant by the grid size. Now from the intop, add a fit. Name it to fit global. And link the values to the constant res y to get a square. Set pixel format to 8-bit fixed RGBA. Now add a null top and name it texture. Now we need to create a master crop, so add a new base comp. And name it master OP. Go inside and add a select top and call the texture top null. Now add a crop. And we are going to use several scripts here. In the crop left, this script reads the null_dat, uses the parent component's numerical digit to select the correct row, defaulting to 1, and grabs the starting X coordinate from the X column. In crop right, this takes the exact same starting X coordinate from the null_dat table as the left crop, and then adds a specific width value retrieved from the crop constant. In crop bottom, similar to the left crop, it reads the null_dat table, but this time it fetches the starting vertical position from the column specifically named Y. Then in crop top, it grabs the base Y coordinate from the table and adds a height value fetched from the crop node. This ensures the cropped section has the exact height needed based on the dynamic position. To finish this part, add an out top. Go back one level. Now add a replicator comp. In the template DAT table, insert the null dat. Then for the master operator, insert the master OP. Enable max operators. And add this script to call the squared res y value. Perfect the texture crops are created correctly. Now let's create the 3D geometry. Create a text SOP. Type NO into the text string. Connect it to a transform SOP. Scale the y-axis by 1.8. Move this to an extrude SOP. Turn fuse points to no fusion. And set the side mesh to rows. Connect it to a Sopto pop. Adjust meshes to convert to quads. Connect this to a transform pop. Change the uniform scale to 0.45. Go to the Align page and set Align Translate X, Y, and Z to Origin. Wire this to a normal pop. In the Normals page for Attribute class, select Primitive. Connect it to a Texture Map pop. For the Texture method, select Equidistant Azimuth. Bring the Texture Map pop into a geometry comp. Drop a grid pop. Set connectivity to point primitives. Set the size X and Y to the grid size constant -1. Set columns and rows to the grid size. Switch normal to none. Connect this grid pop to a null pop, and name it null pause. Now let's set the geometry comp. First change the Y translate to 0.2. Match the scale across all axes to 1.5, and set the uniform scale to 0.1. Move to the instance page and activate instancing. Point the translate op to the null pause. Map translate X to P0, Y to P1, and Z to P2. Point rotate OP to null ROT. Assign rotate X to RY. And rotate Y to RX. Move to the Instance 2 page to manage the textures. Fill instance textures with indexing /item */out1. This is calling all the items inside the indexing base comp we created. Switch extend U and extend V to hold. For texture index op, type index, and texture index, set it to be chan1. Now for the instances texture, grab a noise top, and set the output resolution to 2x. Create a ramp top, change the period to 0.1. Set output resolution to 2x as well. Add both the ramp and the noise into a composite. Create a PBR matte. Lower specular level to 0.25, metallic to 0.05, and roughness to 0.35. Add color to emit by setting all RGB parameters to 0.1. Finally, add the composite into the emit map, and add the material to the geometry. I'm using a standard render set up with a camera viewport, 2 lights, and an HDRI environment map. A vertical render top with anti-alias set to 32x, a black background. I sent this into a select top and then to an out top to view the result. Now for some post, insert a LumaBlur top. Beside it, add a ramp top. Then set the resolution to the constant values. Route this to the second input of the LumaBlur top. Also set the color white to be in the center. On the LumaBlur top, set black filter width to 25 and white filter width to 1. Connect the LumaBlur top to a level top. Change the black level to 0.01, brightness to 1.25, gamma to 1.35, and contrast to 1.05. Alright, now you can change the text inputs for the texture and for the geometry instances. I hope you've successfully completed this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments.